You know, it's so interesting how it's like way more subgenres in rap music than ever before. Like there's so many subgenres out here. I feel like obviously there's always been subgenres within rap and hip hop, but now we got everything that's already been done plus more. Like right now we got drill, we got trap, we got rage, we got boom bap, underground versus mainstream. Like it's just a lot of different sounds, but nothing is properly defined, which is why I wanted to talk about this today, because it's very interesting that nothing is defined. And so I realized like the system must work better with leaving everything up for debate, especially when it comes to hip hop. Hip hop is built on competitiveness, and with that being the case, there's always going to be room for improvement from somebody, you know? What I came to realize, the labels, like, it's more incentive for the labels to allow us to debate this. So like if you say, oh, that's some boom bap song, and someone else is like, no, that's not boom bap, da da da, like that's trap actually, da da da. I'm personally confused myself with what's what. Sometimes I know what's what, you know, but the lines are so blurred, it's hard for me to tell who's considered a mainstream artist versus who is not. Obviously I know the difference overall, but it's a lot of artists that kind of like play in the middle, you know? So like I don't know, you feel me? And to me, what I personally define as a mainstream artist is that multiple generations know you, you know? Like they know you across the world. Like your grandma gonna know this person's name, your mom, your little sister, everybody's gonna know. It's gonna be a household name. That to me is what a legit mainstream artist is. So people like Beyonce, Meg Thee Stallion, Justin Timberlake, I don't know why I threw him out there, but he in the headlines, he crossed my mind. Tupac, I don't know, a lot of people, right? Now when I think about new age people, I want to talk about like the mainstream shit for just a quick second, because I feel like that will help break everything else down, because mainstream music dictates what the masses hear and what they get a taste of or whatever. So if a mainstream artist starts doing something that an underground artist typically does, then that's going to help bring that light to the mainstream, and then more people are going to get accustomed to that sound at that point. Like I feel like if we use Playboy Cardi for an example, Cardi has been considered underground for a good portion of his career. And then I feel like once he started changing his sound, once he really started working with what's that producer name? Dang. What's that nigga name? This is why we need to speak about producers more. Like that really needs to be talked about, because they really dictate everything low key. You feel me? But that's another conversation. When Cardi started working with Pierre Bourne, his sound started getting more into the quote-unquote rage type sound. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of things that I'm going to say throughout this video can be put up for debate. But I don't think so, because how I'm going to like wrap it up. You feel me? And you go feel where I'm coming from. Once Cardi started working with Pierre Bourne and his music started consistently getting hard, because before, I feel like in his early stages, like early stages, he was trying to go for like a boom bap trap, and then he was just going for like cloud rap, you know? And then it started, now he's like the king of rage or whatever, you know? And I personally feel like in terms of like the mainstream like aspect, even though he might not be mainstream, I don't know, you tell me. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like what artists are mainstream and what artists are just underground or whatever. But like XXXTentacion, like him, he the one that put me onto that sound. His existence made me get comfortable with a lot of shit that I wasn't fucking with before. You feel me? And just, yeah. But I feel like he started the whole rage shit, RIP to X or whatever. And then eventually Cardi did his own thing in that same sonic range. You feel me? And that's a whole subgenre on its own now. To me, thanks to, well, I feel like OG Mako as well, rest in peace to him too. All the people that like helped start like a lot of like the new age sounds of rap music are like dead. Like Lil Peep, if you want, I don't know, he not great. I ain't about to throw him out there. But it's just a lot of people, you feel me, that came from like that SoundCloud era of music that was on some real hard rock and roll shit. You feel me? And really Uzi kind of, he helped usher that in as well. And then like, I feel like back in the day, like when Joey Badass came out, he was considered boom bap. Like what's backpack rap? Like I forget what that is. Like it's so many genres out here. You got backpack rap, you got drill, you got rage, you got sexy drill, you got melodic shit, you got like to me it's like what is, you got like jazz rap, you got cloud rap, like what is, I don't know, like it's just a lot of shit out here. And then I feel like too, like the labels are able to make money in way more ways if they don't define an artist's sound. At the end of the day, to me, all of this shit is about divide and conquer. You feel me? And that's part of the reasons why there's so many subgenres within hip-hop than ever before, because we need more division. If you realize, like, a lot of people are what they listen to, myself included. And when I was a teenager at a point, like in my late teens, I was like real strict on who I would want to like be friends with. It's just like, oh, if you don't know this artist, and this artist, I can't fuck with you. Because if you only listen to like this artist, and this artist, I know your mindset a certain type of way and you're not even about to fuck with me for real, because you in your own little world. You feel me? I ain't necessarily on it anymore, but that still dictates naturally in life. Like, you're not about to connect all crazy with somebody over music that they don't know. Most people don't want to, like, they know what they like. You feel me? You can put people on a new shit and they'll get on to it and start liking it too. But at the same time, that's not everybody out here. So who you listen to is going to define your interests a lot of times as well. It's all about keeping us separate, because hip-hop is so big now, but there's no collective unity within it anymore. You got like Kanye stans, and then you got people that may just be Jay-Z stans, and then you got people that are like, you better never say nothing bad about Tupac. And then you got people that's just like, Meg Thee Stallion needs to die, she's a whore. You feel me? And you just got all this little shit going on. It's not in people's best interest. Like, it's good in terms of keeping the conversation going and keep people like debating each other about shit that don't matter in the broad scheme of things. You feel me? I've been waiting for years personally for like, I don't know, some type of media outlet to like define the subgenres and everybody take that as word and everybody run with it and stick with it. But like I said, ain't no financial benefit in doing so. So we going to do the opposite, because we get more out of that. We get more content out of that from like everybody that exists that give a fuck. The issue is too, like, artists get boxed in. And when I say artists, I'm talking about the vocalists, the rappers, and the producers. So they get boxed in. It's like if they try to change their sound or some type of way, people gonna be like, oh, you sold out, or you trash your ass now, or you feel me? It's a lot of different variables that probably gonna come with bad territory if they try to change whatever sound that they got their fans accustomed to initially. Which is why I would advise all like artists to like, if you are interested in different sounds before you are truly established, it's okay to play around and not necessarily play around, but establish like, yo, I'll make multiple subgenres of music just off bat. You feel me? And then maybe if you want to hone in on one that you start liking more than others, like, cool, you can do that. You feel me? Or that you see people are gravitating towards more than others, then yeah, you could do that. But yeah, because people look at you like, people don't understand diversity in other humans. You feel me? At the end of the day, that's really what it boils down to. So people will be like, oh my God, I never seen you do that before. Why are you doing that now? No! Like, that's how motherfuckers be. But like, at the end of the day, good music is good music. And how I would look at all of this music is that it is alternative rap music. Like, all of it at the end of the day is alternative rap music. Now, what is it alternative to? I don't know. You tell me. Like, to me, it's just like that classic boom bap type rap music. You feel me? Like the 90s Nas, all like the 90s artists from the 90s. Like, regardless if it's like a Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Too Short, like whoever the fuck it was, that sound, that 90s sound, and not in terms of the datedness of it, but I feel like that was like prime hip hop in a sense, because hip hop been around since like the late 70s, and we had that, and then we had the 80s, and then we had the 90s. And when I say 90s, for real, I'm talking about like late 90s. You feel me? Like going into the early 2000s, but not necessarily early 2000s, because I feel like the early 2000s was the most commercialized era of hip hop. But that's another conversation. Subgenres help people find music, but it also helps divide them as well, like I was saying before. And with social media tied into music as heavily as it is, because the two at this point in time go hand in hand, because it's needed with how society is structured now. But with that, people need to see social proof. People don't know how to think for themselves more than ever before, because at this point in time, they need to see somebody that they care about, that they deem important in some regard, say, yo, this is important. This, that shit. You listen to this. Or that same person say, no, this shit trash. Don't listen to this. Don't fuck with this. People be needing to see that. Because, unfortunately, because they don't want to think. They want to just be like, oh, yeah, da-da-da. So, if it comes to some type of subgenre of alternative rap music, part of the reason why it might instantly sound bad to somebody that's not used to hearing it is because, as far as they're concerned, they already had some type of social proof in their life that say, yo, that sound bad, that's trash, that's not real music. You feel me? But then at the same time, there's people that love that type of music, and they love the other shit too. You feel me? So they have sonic balance with their taste or whatever. People be needing social proof. Everybody is dick eaters. Like, they just dick eaters. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Like, at the end of the day, when nobody defines these subgenres, it leaves room for interpretation. It leaves room for debate, which leads to division. And subgenres are extremely useful, but by default, they come with division. Again, it's applied to other genres of music, whether that be country, whether that be pop, whether that be rock. Like, this shit is across the board. You know, all of this is subjective and opinion based, but I would like to see a group of people come together and democratically define the subgenres that are out here right now, because I feel like that'll kind of help the world out in certain ways, you know. But again, I appreciate y'all watching my video. You can come back like a week or two and watch something else from me. Bye.